Greetings, everyone. I'm excited to welcome Jake Soffer, founder and CEO at FirmPilot. Jake, welcome to the show.
Hey, Ben. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, great to have you here. Let's dive in. Tell us a little bit about your background.
Yeah. So got recruited to play hockey at a school called RPI a long, long time ago. Showed up and said, well, I might as well take advantage of this fantastic engineering university. And one way or another, found my way into NLP and just fell deep, deep into the natural language processing world, way, way, way before Chat GPT. It's just crazy how quick, but that's been my world the last 10, 15 years. Yeah.
So, in last 10 to 15 years, have you been working for others at companies as an employee, or were you always a founder right from the beginning?
Yeah. So one summer while I was at RPI, I had an internship at a VC fund or an accelerator called Acceleprise at the time, which is now known as Forum Ventures. As the intern, Ben, I'll give you one guess whose job it was to update the CRM with deal flow. and well, just got really sick of it and said there's got to be a better way. So started a company called Rolio, which was a natural language interface for CRMs. Natural language input, say it, fill out your fields, or ask it and get a nice simple report. Yeah. So
Okay.
started Rolio, worked there for 8 or 9 years, built a nice business. Yeah.
Okay. So, really, other than the internship, you just right into it, just started your own companies out of school then.
Yeah. yeah. Learned a lot, made every first time founder mistake in the book.
Yeah, that's great to hear. So yeah, let's talk about FirmPilot. What products and or services does FirmPilot offer?
Yeah. So what we've done is try to productize what's existed for a long, long time. We found a lot of places where it's broken. So just our quick 2-second story is my brother's an attorney. And like many firms that want to grow, 480,000 plus of them, he hired a law firm marketing agency that said they were experts. He actually went through four. They promised him the world, charged him a whole lot of money, made pretty deliverables, social media posts, websites, but didn't deliver clients. And then once a month, he got some Excel report, sometimes pretty charts and graphs saying, look how great we're doing, a bunch of vanity metrics. So he asked us for help after I was transitioning out of my last company. And we did what we know best, AI. Tried to use Chat GPT to create his content. It failed miserably. Um, Hallucinations, content's not great. So we built two of our own models, one of which we've already filed the provisional patent for, really, so we can write expert level content that Google loves. And second, we take in all these data points from the market, your competitors, Google algorithm updates to say, here's what we need to write about, and here's how we have to package it. We built it as an experiment for my brother. And that was the light bulb moment because in 6 months, we moved him from the 17th page of Google to number one for Miami Uber accident lawyer, most valuable piece of real estate he's ever owned. So we said, let's productize an agency, but also fuel it with a whole lot of data. So now it's a firm's SEO, their social media, their website maintenance, their ad management, backlinks, all of it led by data, not guesses.
I love that. And so you at this point, you were running Rolio, but then did this as, like you said, an experiment to see if you could help your brother.
Yeah. So was actually getting ready to leave Rolio, transitioning a new team member that took over a fantastic team over there. And as I was transitioning out, my brother said, "Can you help me? I've been burned by a few of these agencies now. So it's, sure, I'll try this and tried to, find some hacks using Chat GPT. That didn't work and said, wait a second, my background, there's got to be a better way to do this. So called some friends that are great, in the NLP world as well. And we put a very, very quick and dirty MVP together and it worked really well.
Oh, that's great. So now obviously, from experiment to now running company. And so who are you after here? What's your ideal customer profile? Do these have to be big firms, small firms, solo firms? Tell us a little bit who you're after here.
Yeah. Right now, I mean, our TAM is huge and we'll get into that. But right now, we're selling to who we service really, really well repeatedly, who what we've seen, which is a small, even a solo attorney, all the way up to five, six, maybe 10 to 15 max. So can we service larger firms? Absolutely. We just haven't focused on it yet.
Mhm.
Because there are so many small firms. I mean, hundreds of thousands. That's majority of the market. If you look at it on a bell curve, is 1 to 15 attorneys.
Okay, because you mentioned earlier about what you said, 480,000 attorneys.
Law firms, sorry.
Oh, well, law firms. Okay, just law firms. Okay, so yeah, big TAM. And
Yeah.
how many do you know then how many attorneys are out there in the US?
In just the state of Florida, I'm
Mhm.
looking at the exact number. Sorry, let me pull up my notes.
Mm.
It's more than 100,000 just in the state of Florida.
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
Massive.
Wow.
It grows
Okay.
every day. One of the metrics we actually look at is law school class sizes, which
Mhm.
continue to grow. There are more and more attorneys. It's getting more and more competitive.
Wow, yeah, I didn't realize how many attorneys were out there. So that's great. Yeah, huge market. So and then so that's your ICP. Like then who do you reach out? Are you like obviously if it's a solo firm reaching out to
Yeah.
that solo practitioner, but say it's a firm of 15 attorneys, who are you trying to find in there to pitch your product?
I mean, we're selling to SMBs at the end of the day.
Mm,
They are attorneys, lawyers, but they're a business owner. So we're going to the founder, the managing partner, and he or she, yes, they're also talking to clients in court if they litigate, but they're also responsible for everything that a startup founder is responsible for: HR, taxes, insurance, everything. So if it comes to growing the business, that's within their job description.
yeah,
So
that's great.
um,
Yeah, that makes a ton of sense. So what year did you found Firm Pilot?
we started in 2023, last year.
Okay, 2023. So pretty new out of the gates. And then do you have a headquarters location or are you virtual?
Yeah. So our headquarters is in Miami. We have a core team here, and then we have a ton of development resources. Our engineers are around the Nashville area, and then we have some folks scattered around.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
And oh, interesting. Yeah, how did it come up? Just come about that you have some dev team in Nashville? Just
Yeah.
coincidence?
So we got really, really lucky. We have the most amazing CTO. I joke to people John can see the future. It's really weird. Anyways, and his network of talent is phenomenal. We have saved so much money on recruiting fees and job ads because when we need a new engineer, he goes, I got the guy or girl. So he's been awesome. Yeah.
No,
And a
it's,
lot of his network is just because he's based in Nashville is around there.
yeah, makes sense. And then what's your current team size?
Yeah. So we are officially 16.
Okay, 16. And anything you want to share around revenue or AR ranges?
Yeah. So I love and I'm a huge fan of the whole building in public.
Hmm.
We haven't made a decision. What are we doing yet? I can say it's more than one, less than five.
Okay.
Uh, could we, you know, get more public about it? Absolutely. But we are a team. It's really, really, Lord of the Flies voting around here. It is like, yeah. So transparency, getting everybody on board with this is how we're going to run the company before we go fully public about how we build. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So perfect. More than one, less than five. And then we talked a little bit about your ideal customer profile and, solo practitioners up to firms with 15 attorneys. Tell us a little bit about your go-to-market motion. I assume, like you said, they're business owners, but also say
Yep.
working partners in court. So how are you reaching out? How are you finding these
Yeah.
attorneys to talk to?
Any way possible. Business owners, SMBs, we're not just competing with marketing agencies, the incumbents. We're competing with every single service and product out there that's competing for their time and bandwidth because the business owner is also a lawyer and an attorney. So while they're evaluating, do they get QuickBooks for their business or what insurance, they also have this full-time job that's already so busy of being an attorney. So we have to compete for just a breath of theirs. So we've gotten really creative. We show up at offices with coconuts and a hand signed note that says, you'd be nuts not to meet with us. We are scraping tons of data off the internet. So when they get 500 emails a day from people trying to sell them stuff, promise you ours are the most personalized emails that they've ever seen, just short of what they had for lunch. So we're cold call. We're going to
Yeah.
conferences, giving away a scooter, just to get people to come to the booth. So anything we can think of. Yeah.
Okay. All
Really.
right. Yeah, that's great. Appreciate that insight and the different channels that you're
Yeah.
going after. And let's switch to the fundraising side. How much capital have you raised to date?
Yes. So we've raised 7 million to date.
Okay. And it looks like that 7 million characterized at least as a Series A round, so 7 million to date. And so founded in 2023, we're middle 2024 right now. So what led to that raise? Is that something that was always on your mind, or did you reach a milestone where you said it might make sense to raise some capital?
The best and easiest time to raise money is when you don't need it. So I think that says enough. So when we closed our seed round, actually, funny enough, when we started Firm Pilot, we originally incorporated as an LLC, thinking this would be a bootstrapped, profitable business. And then we just started selling it like hotcakes, and our customers loved it. Customer referrals has been great as well. We said, holy cow, this could be venture scale. So we fixed that and we did a seed round.
Mhm.
And one of the funds we spoke to was Blumberg, who we now love. And Jacob Katz, who's on our board now from Blumberg, built an amazing relationship. There are two things we see when it comes to raising money. It's fun fit and partner fit. They're equally as important. Jacob was a fit, hands down. Blumberg just wasn't ready for how early stage we were. So they told us no at our seed round. And I updated him every single, just signed X customers. Here's our margin. Just signed Y customers. Here's our growth rate. Just constantly updating. And you do that, good things will happen. So got a text one day saying, hey, want to meet? So I knew what that meant. We talked about doing something earlier than what we planned, and we were able to just piece it together.
Okay, that's great. And so you had a so 7 million Series A, and so there also then a small seed round on top of that seven?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, the seed was part of that. So the
Oh,
series A
seed.
was 5 million. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha. All right. So all wrapped up as seven. So five for Series A. And so raising 7 million now, starting 2023, any fundraising lessons that you'd like to pass along to the founder community based on that 7 million raised?
Yes. Know your numbers, but keep it simple. Seriously, stupid simple. We are so, so young. And I grew up Googling what are the metrics you need to track and trying to build these fancy, beautiful dashboards. And I wasted so much time, so much money trying to build all that out just to find out the data is garbage in, garbage out. Just keep it simple, 4 to 5 core metrics, depending on your business. For example, like for us, gross retention is way more important than
Hmm.
retention. You know, we're not even worried about upselling yet and,
Hmm.
selling to SMBs. So, fickle emotional market. So we're just focused on the 3 or 4 things that we know matter now. So every time we think about a data point, before you add it to your spreadsheet or your dashboard, what story are you trying to tell with it? So keep it simple to the 4 or 5 pieces that actually matter to the story and stage of your company right now and know them like the back of your hand. So that way, every time you text your Blumberg, your Jacob, hey, I know you said no, but here's this, here's this, here's this. You know, you say you're going to do something and you do it and you can show it. It gets really hard for investors to say no.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That makes a ton of sense. You're speaking my language now about the numbers, and it is right. The right metrics for the right stage. You don't need, say, the complete metric set if you're early stage where it's just focused on growth, retention, and then but it evolves over time. And then you have to ramp up your numbers knowledge. So appreciate that guidance. And Jake, at this current stage of your business, do you have a favorite number or metric or metrics that you're focused on to guide the business?
Yeah, I would say obviously ARR and customers.
Hmm.
Uh, then besides that, ACV, because we're always testing prices. We're so young, and it's a huge lever for accelerating growth. Can we raise it and can we close deals at the same rate? And if so, great. It makes getting to goals even easier. And then gross retention is huge in our market, SMBs. Yeah.
Hmm. Okay, perfect. Yeah. ARR, very popular response. No surprise. Customers, ACV, and then gross revenue retention makes a ton of sense at your stage as you're continuing to scale. So, Jake, really appreciate the time today as we wrap up. What's coming up next for Firm Pilot?
Yeah. We're always thinking about grow, grow, grow. So we just onboarded our first set of BDRs. I am still selling. I will never stop selling. I am our lone AE right now, but it's really cool to see that someone besides me can book demos, which is awesome. It shows that it's a really, really nice indicator to scale. But before we hired BDRs, I was picking up the phone. Other people at our company were picking up our phone, testing everything. So it wasn't just go out and hire, 5 people to start selling. It was pick one part of the process, booking demos, prove out we could do it, have it be very, very robotic, like IKEA instructions, and then try to fill the seat. So
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. So everyone starts founder led sales, still doing it myself and now hiring BDR. So that's exciting, building out your go to market motion. Well, Jake, really appreciate the time today and sharing your insight and experience. If listeners would like to learn more about Firm Pilot, where should we send them online?
firmpilot.com, FIRMPILOT.
All
Yeah.
right, perfect. Well, if you'd like to learn more about Jake and Firm Pilot, check out firmpilot.com. And Jake, really appreciate your time today and sharing your journey.
Thanks, Ben.